Hey everyone, what is good? Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Hyena, and I am just so excited to share this with everyone because I finally got a hold of some Prismacolor markers. Now then, I've been wanting to do some comparisons with Prismacolor for a while, because as you well know, I love alcohol-based markers, but I don't like the price tag of Prismacolor markers. However, at my local Hobby Lobby, they had a bunch of them that were reduced to $174, so I only paid $11.30 for the set. Okay, I'm not sure if you can call this a set, but I'm gonna call it a set because it's easy for me. Anyways, so I tried to find some colors that would hopefully work together. Yeah, so we're just gonna see how that goes. But I think that some of these are brush tips. Yeah, like this one's got a brush tip and oh, a bullet. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, look at the banding here. Like you got like the really narrow band. Let's see here. This has got to be a bullet. Yep. And broad. Let's see here. Chisel. Yep. Called that one. And okay, this is gonna make me nuts. I do not like peeling tape. There we go. Clean my poor marker. Yeah, a word of advice. Always check the clearance section at whatever your local store is, because you never know what you're gonna find. I mean, like, typically these things run like $5-6 each or so, so finding them for like under $2 each was it makes me happy. Anyways, let's see how well these actually work. And okay, a bit funky, but the color looks nice. Ooh. And I like this very mossy green. Let's see here. What do they call this color? Do they have the color name listed? Oh, green tea. Hey, I like me some tea. Oh, and that bullet is... Ooh, that is nice. That is very, very nice. And this one is called PM197. Okay, I like green tea better because this just no. Anyways, I'm gonna finish swatching these out, do a couple of blend tests, and then think of something to draw using only these 6 colors, because why not? Yeah, I'm just gonna get to that. Alrighty, so here we are. I'm still on the fence about these blending tests. Not really sure how well they worked out, but it could just be the colors themselves are kind of harsh. I guess that there is a bit of smearing, but I'm not too worried about that right now just because this is a swatch. Ooh, these things are very, very, very saturated. I'll give them that. Alright, let's get this ready for illustration time. Like, because these were on such a clearance sale, I was kind of scared that they might not work. This one was a little bit drier than I would have liked, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Overall, these were really nice and juicy. And I might need to go back and see if there's any more of these, because dang, I want to get some more. Anyways, without further ado, too late, I know. I'm gonna get to the illustrations, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in. Again, this was yet another classic case of not really having a clue what I was going to draw, so I turned to good old Pixabay for inspiration. So I figured that I have yet to draw a lion on the channel. One of these days, I'll have the entire animal kingdom featured on here, but for now, let's just start with what we have. Who doesn't like lions? Well, maybe people who are allergic to cats. Or being mauled. Okay, enjoy these big kitties at a distance. That should go without saying, but this day and age, well, you know. Anyways, my unimportant rambling aside, I have a confession to make. Drawing male lions has always been a bit of a challenge for me. What makes such a male lion look so beautiful, so fabulous? Their manes. Well, I don't know what it is, but I usually end up drawing the neck way too long or way too short. More often than not when I'm not using a reference of any sort, because, you know, I can be terrible at taking my own advice. References? What are those? But this time I actually looked up a nice ref pic. Once again, also taking a bit of artistic license. I mean, of course I had to try and turn him anthropomorphic. Just cram those broad shoulders onto the relatively small page. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, I wasn't. Okay, self-roasting aside, let's talk about these markers. First of all, I'd like to say that the overall performance of the bullet/chisel Prismacolor markers is quite good, but the brush tips are an absolute delight to use. With that being said, these markers can be used in conjunction with each other, although having a brush marker with a very light color really helps when it comes to the blending, just to pull everything together. The bullet tip is great for squeezing in those fine details with precision, however I find this to be the weakest nib for blending. Now the chisel tip often is the most overlooked of the marker nibs, unless of course you need to fill in a big area. However, believe it or not, the chisel nib is actually pretty good for blending too. The color selection, well, I picked up colors that I thought would work together. Well, 5 out of 6 I must say. I think the yellow was the weakest link in this little slapdash set. It just didn't want to play with the rest of these markers, but because I bought it, I had to figure out how to use it. Mainly because I called this the 6 marker challenge, so yeah, I had to use it. I had to! It's compulsory! I can't talk right now. It's
3:30 in the morning. At the time of recording this, anyway. Pretty much midway through this project, I was struck with the sudden realization that this was like 2-3 marker challenges in one. So it's a 6 marker challenge! Have I created a new trend? Gosh, I sure hope so. Anyways, I would love to get more of these markers, especially the brush nibs. In particular, I want the green tea color with a brush nib, but seriously, that color was overall MVP, most valuable pen. Yes, I know they're markers, but humor me, please. I need it. I think overall this drawing ended up with an almost old copper statue-like appearance. Hear me out. Have you ever noticed that when copper tarnishes, it has a strong greenish blue tint? Yeah, that was just the thought that I had in my head. Despite the fact that I found these markers on the discount rack, not one was ever dry or scratchy. Oh, okay, I might have had a tiny bit of trouble with that really light sky blue one, but once I started using it, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I liked using it. So, next time you're out and about, browsing the shelves of your local art store, don't forget to check the clearance racks. You never know what you may find. If you've ever used Prismacolor markers before, please let me know in the comments below.
Okay, so overall thoughts on these markers. I loved them. I want to get more because dang, these were so nice to use. I mean, like, I especially want more of the brush. While the bullet and chisel they're definitely good. I, for one, loved the brush tips. It reminded me of the Spectrum Noir markers, which I really like. So I love those nice flexible brush tips. I had an easier time blending with the brush tips. I just think overall brush tips are the superior tip. However, this is my opinion, and post in the comments below which kind of nib you believe to be the superior nib. Alrighty, well, now that we might potentially have an argument starting in the comments section, please feel free to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed the content. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you do, I will love you for that. Also, while we're at it, why not check out my second channel, Silver Hyena Plays, which is basically my not art channel, if that makes sense. So, yeah, with all that being said, this is Silver Hyena, signing off. Stay creative, everybody. Bye!